Welcome back, survivalists. So I'm out here at Green Ridge State Forest doing a little solo hiking and hammock camping. I've got my Hennessy hammock with me. And so I thought I'd bring you guys along in this little mini adventure. I'm about 2 miles into it right now. I was hoping to do 5 miles today, but as you can see, it's already getting dark. I got a very late start to this, this trip. But I'm probably gonna hike maybe another mile or so, and then I'm gonna find a spot to set up my camp. I figure I'd kind of go over some of the gear I brought with you guys, go over my hammock setup with you. And one thing I like to do when I go camping is bring like a random gadget or a new piece of gear or something just to kind of field test. And so I've got this new piece of gear I'm gonna be field testing today, and I'll show you guys a little bit more about that later on in the video. So where I'm at in Maryland, this is definitely black bear country. And now for the most part, I'm not that freaked out by black bears. You know, most of them are the size of like a big dog, but some of them can get to the size of a really big dog. So I'm definitely keeping my eyes out for any signs, any scat, any markings on the trees. You know, if I could see one, I think it'd be kind of cool if I can get on video and not get too close to it. The only time they really kind of freak me out is when I'm trying to sleep at night. So that's the one thing with hammock camping compared to tent camping, is tent camping, you get this like false sense of security that you're kind of safe. I'm out of breath. So you have this kind of shelter above you, where tent camping or hammock camping, you're a little bit more exposed to the elements. You know, like a bear could literally come up and like start licking your face or something. So that always kind of freaks me out a little bit. You feel a little bit more insecure when you're hammock camping. But for me, the trade-off for the comfort and the convenience is well worth it. But yeah, if we get lucky, maybe I'll get some video of some black bears while we're out here. If I don't talk too loud. I gotta make sure not to talk to you too much. Okay. How am I going to do this without breaking my cameras? Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Hey, here we go. All right. So I think I may have made a mistake in not scouting out this terrain properly before I came on this hike. I guess I was expecting more flat ground for me to set up a campsite, but most of this trail has just been this. It's just kind of on the edge of a mountain here. But you know, that's the cool thing about hammock camping. Like, let's say I screwed up, there aren't that many flat spaces. Like, that's fine. I can set up, you know, just between any two trees. May not be the most comfortable campsite, but at least have a hammock set up for the night. Hey. All right, so I think I found a halfway decent spot to set up my camp for the night. Relatively flat, close enough to the water, but I'm not right on the water. And the trail is actually off that way on the other side of this little stream. So I should get some privacy out here as well. And it looks like we even have a cave over here. So I better go inspect that, make sure there's no bears or anything in there first. All right guys, so I've got my hammock mostly set up here, and I want to kind of show you my setup because there's some features of it that I love, and there's actually some features of it that still drive me crazy. I'm still trying to figure out how to work around them. So I've got the Hennessy Hammock Explorer XL, and I'm actually really happy with the hammock itself. It's got a built-in ridge line into it. It's got a bug net built into it. It's incredibly comfortable, very wide, a lot of material. Got these extra cords that come out to give you just a little bit more space. But there's a thing that I don't like about it, and that is the lashing system. And so that's what this is. They have this cord built into it and this sling here, and really you're supposed to loop this through that a bunch of times, and I really hated that. So I got these little ratcheting things here, which make my life so much easier. But I haven't gotten around to replacing my actual tree straps yet. And that's what really drives me crazy. I was actually trying to set this up over there a little bit, but the tree that I was trying to set it up on was just too wide for the tree straps that I have. I need to get a new pair of tree straps. So I had to settle for this one because it has two thin trees, which is a little frustrating. It's not really the camping spot that I wanted, but I just couldn't really find any spots over there that had two trees close enough to each other and that they're thin enough trees. So I really like this hammock, Hennessy Hammock Explorer XL, but I just hate the lashing system that it has. I hate the tree straps that it has, and I'm really close to fixing that problem. All right, I've gotten these this ratcheting carabiner on here that's really helped out a lot, makes my life so much easier. I just need some new tree straps for it, and I actually have some at the house. I just forgot to bring them with me. But it's pretty hot out here. I don't think I'm actually going to need my underquilt, even though I brought one. I do have a tarp. I'll probably set that up as well. And I'm pretty beat. I think I'm just going to skip the fire tonight, I'll be honest. I just kind of don't feel like going through that hassle. These hills here were really quite a workout, and I really did struggle to find flat ground to set up my camp. But luckily there is a spot kind of right around here. This is kind of the only flat ground I was able to find. And I got plenty of fresh water as well, which is definitely a perk. So this may be a little overkill because I do have plenty of water with me, but I did bring my survival filter. This is their automatic electric water pump here. And as you can see, it produces quite a bit of fresh water for me out of this stream. It's all automatic. It's actually got a rechargeable battery in there as well, which is super super sweet because I've got a solar charger that I brought with me. And I will admit that this may be a little overkill for what I'm doing, just a one night camping trip like this. And I do have plenty of water, but I will say it is a nice feeling to literally be able to drink as much water as you want to on a hot camping trip like this. Having to conserve your water is not fun. And just being able to drink an entire glass and then refill it up again, that's a pretty nice feeling. So one thing I really love about coming out here is I feel like it's a good mental reset. You know, it just kind of, your brain changes a little bit when you're out here. You have to kind of push yourself, and you're going with just like the bare necessities. You're not worried about Wi-Fi and your schedule and bills and all that stuff. You can just kind of cleanse your brain of all of that for a little while. And I think that's really healthy to do once in a while. For me, you know, my mindset has been totally screwed up the last few months. I'm going through a divorce right now that actually just got finalized last week. And I've got a son who's got, you know, intellectual disabilities and autism. You know, he's 6 now, he still hasn't spoken yet. And so my life's been kind of chaotic the last like 6 months or so. So for me, something like this is a really good, just cleansing of the mind, just a mental reset to kind of just get me back to the basics, I guess. And my goal is to really start doing these more often. Right now, kind of what I want to do is go full-time on this channel. Start putting out a lot more content. My goal is at least 1 video a week. I feel like I should be able to do that. You know, and hopefully maybe even more than that. And one of those videos I do every month, I want it to be a camping adventure video like this. Just a simple overnight. Like, I feel like I can work that into my schedule. 1 overnight camping trip a month. Just for me to kind of mentally cleanse my brain and kind of get a mental reset. There's a quote that I really love. I think I saw it on a postcard somewhere, but it said, lose reception, gain perspective. And I always really like that. And I think it's true. You know, when you're out here, there's nobody else around. There's no highways around. There's just nothing out here but, you know, bugs and raccoons and squirrels and possibly black bears and whatever else. It's just a good mental reset and good way to kind of cleanse your mind every now and then. So I mentioned before that I had a new gadget that I was bringing along to kind of field test while I'm out here. I want to talk to you about what that is, and that is this guy right here by Hybridlight. And it may just seem like a flashlight, but I'm actually very excited about this. It's actually the only flashlight that I brought, aside from my Luminade right there that's hanging up in my my tent, my hammock. So on the surface, it's just a regular flashlight. It's got a panel of LED lights there. Also has a directional light on here as well. But that's not what I'm really excited about. What I'm excited about is that it has a rechargeable battery in there. And you can actually charge things off of this. And it has a solar panel on the back of it, as well as an outlet plug right here as well. So before I left, I charged this up fully. So why am I excited about this? Because I usually bring along something like this when I go camping. It's a big battery bank. This thing can charge my phone 10 times in a row. And I use this to charge my cameras and my phone. You know, even right now while I'm recording on my main camera, I'm using my phone in order to control that camera. So it drains all of my batteries all day long. And so at nighttime, I want to have a full charge on everything by tomorrow. So I've got this guy. He's got a big solar power and solar panel on there as well. This thing has some weight to it though. And this is a good bit lighter, and it just has more functionality with the other lights. So what I want to try to do tonight is not use this at all and see if I can get a full charge on my phone and on my main camera, just charging it off of this guy here. And then tomorrow, you know, I can stick this in like the mesh netting or something of my backpack, see if I can get a little bit of a charge on this as well. So this light here, this is by Hybridlight. It's also got a bunch of other cool features. It's got magnets on the bottom here, and it's got a hook here as well. So I can actually hang this up on my ridge line on my hammock, which I'll probably do tonight. So I'm pretty excited about this just to save the weight, right? So this is gonna replace this guy, hopefully, and whatever flashlight I'm using. So I'm pretty excited. I think this could be a great fit for hammock camping. So we'll see tonight if I can get a full charge on my phone and on my camera off of this battery here. I'm gonna be pretty excited. So I ended up sleeping terrible last night. I probably got like 2 hours of sleep all night. But the ironic thing was, I was actually like pretty comfortable. I remember laying back at one point thinking like, man, I am very comfortable. I'm a big fan of these Hennessy hammocks. They are very comfortable. They're plenty big for somebody like me. I'm 6'2", and I got plenty of space inside of them. And I had a nice little pillow. I was warm enough. I was comfortable enough. I don't know why I slept so bad. You know, one thing I always try to do when I go camping is bring some sort of sleep aid. So some melatonin or some Z-Quil, something to help me fall asleep. You know, just being in a weird environment like this and is just harder to fall asleep. And on the same note, I always like to bring something in the morning, some 5-hour energy shots or some coffee or some meal. And long story short, I forgot to bring both of those. I didn't have any kind of sleep aid last night, and I don't have any coffee or 5-hour energy shots or anything like that today. So I've got maybe a 2.5 mile hike back to where I parked my car, and it's not an easy hike either. It's a lot of, you know, uphill, downhill stuff just like this. But yeah, I'm probably gonna pack up and kind of start my day. So one thing I've always thought was interesting is just the different sounds that you hear out in nature at different times. You know, like just as the sun's setting, I start hearing all these bullfrogs croaking away for a while. Here at this little creek, you start hearing all these mosquitoes and bugs flying all over the place. And that lasts, you know, 2-3 hours. The symphony of these nocturnal animals coming out. And, you know, then during the middle of the night, it quiets down. And then right before the sun rises, you start hearing all the birds up in the trees start chirping away. And that gets really crazy for like 30 minutes. And then it kind of slowly dies down. But I always thought that was really interesting that you could be completely blind and still tell what time it is just by like the sounds that you hear in nature. So it was almost 80 degrees yesterday when I hiked in here. I got kind of a late start. By the time I got to my camp, I was just drenched in sweat. Pretty stinky night. So today I'm getting a nice early start. It's probably about 7 a.m. Sun's still coming up back there. And I figured this would be nice and cool for my hike. And of course, the first thing I gotta do is cross a stream, and of course, I somehow slipped and got my foot completely soaking wet. So I got about a 2.5 mile hike out of here with a completely soaking wet sock, which is not ideal. But yeah, I guess that's what I get for not being careful crossing that stream. Oh. Okay. Oh boy. So if you guys enjoyed this video, you want me to make more videos like this, let me know down in the comment section below this video. Maybe I'll start making these on a regular basis. You know, it's not my normal style of video, but I enjoyed this. This was good for me. Kind of get out here, clear my mind a little bit, get some exercise, go on a little mini adventure. And yeah, I wouldn't mind if these actually get views, they actually get some traction. I definitely wouldn't mind making more videos like this in the future. And if you guys want to check out my video breaking down the top 10 hammock camping mistakes that people make, check that out right here. Don't forget to subscribe for more prepping and survival videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.